Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Friday, July the 15th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only Josh Crash Davis. Crash, how are you, man? I know you've been going solo the last 3 days, so
yeah,
it's weird having a partner back, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. It feels like it's been longer than 6 days or however long it's been now since we've done a podcast together. But
has it been almost a week?
It's been almost a week, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet you that's the longest stretch I haven't done a podcast in almost 3 years.
Yeah, I think either was it Saturday or Sunday last time we did one. I think it was Saturday.
I can't remember, man.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is I didn't even take as long off when I had COVID. If you remember, I was like, rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
You could barely understand me, but
yeah, I do remember that. You're talking about the first time you caught it, right?
Oh my God. The first time I had it, I almost died. I think I missed maybe a week, but after that, I was on there and I sounded like death warmed over. People were sending comments, Coach, go to the hospital.
Yeah, get off the computer and go to the hospital. Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, it's been a while. Just holding it down here for the week and ready to get back into it with you. Like I said, it feels like it's been longer than it has been, so definitely looking forward to that. A little tired this morning after the 10-game extra innings game in San Francisco last night. Of course, the game starts late anyway with it being on the West Coast and then going extra innings. I think it ended around 1. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're an hour earlier too. You're on Central Time.
Yeah, it would have been 2 o'clock your time. So.
That's right. But anyway, I appreciate you holding down the fort this week. I've been traveling a bit, and I'm if you can see the frills in the background with the curtains and everything, I'm at my mother's house taking care of her a little bit. She's having some health issues, but all's good so far. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be hanging here for a little bit and resetting up. We'll get Dirk back up and all that stuff here shortly, but a little bit different background, but hopefully all the good information that all of our listeners need. So we also have a guest. Dirk's not here, but look who is. You see him back there?
Oh, yeah.
That's Chance.
Yeah.
Chance, our team mascot. So hopefully he doesn't have any barking fits while we're doing the podcast. But
hopefully not.
But he's here. If he barks, then we know that's a bad pick, or howls, then we go on to the next one.
Yeah.
All right, my man, we've got 13 games today that we're going to go over. Obviously, that we're not going to count that early 220 game, which is good because it's all rain there anyway.
Right.
And then there's some wacky 640 game that doesn't even need to be considered. So we've got a great 13 game MLB main slate with no weather issues right now. Going to watch Colorado slightly, just in case something crops up there because there was a little chance. But other than that, we should be clear as a bell to get through all 13 games. And then on today's podcast, we'll be give our 2 top PrizePicks plays. And we're also going to do a 2 brains are better than 1 GPP build on Fanduel for you. So that is the plan for today, Crash. So let's get after it, man. I am ready to roll if you are.
I am ready to roll.
All right, we're going to set the stage like we always do. First game, 7:05, Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees. Nothing like a Boston Yankees series to spruce up the weekend. You got to love it.
Yeah.
It's in New York and 82 degrees, 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing in. Not wind, breeze really, but it is warm in New York. Total in that game is 8.5, 3.70 implied for Boston. A nice 4.80 for the Yankees. Nathan Eovaldi, and we're going to go over DraftKings pricing, 8.7K Nathan Eovaldi versus 7.9K Jordan Montgomery. So that's game 1. A lot of excitement right off the bat. Game 2, 7:05 as well. Atlanta Braves at the Washington Nationals. A big 9.5 total in this game. 83 warm degrees in Washington. A breeze blowing right to left. A huge implied total for the Braves. They've been the stacked team a lot lately.
Yeah.
5.37 implied for Atlanta, 4.13 for Washington. Ian Anderson, 6.6K against Patrick Corbin's 6.4K. So 2 cheaper pitchers, but a lot of runs expected. Next one, 7:07, exactly 2 minutes later. The Kansas City Royals and Toronto Blue Jays will go after it. 8.5's the total. How about this implied for Kansas City? 2.73. That stings. But
Yeah.
you know the situation with them, and for the listeners that haven't heard it, they have a boatload of guys that weren't vaccinated, so they couldn't go to Canada.
Right.
So, half their team, including half their bullpen, isn't with the team. So they are in disarray. Unbelievable that this could be the case, but it is. So,
and they won last night too.
Pardon me?
Didn't they win last night?
Yeah, that's the bizarre thing. You knew that was going to happen.
Right.
It's just when you see a team when they're really down, that happens so much. The other guys are like, okay, let's pick it up. We got this. And somehow, or the other team lets up thinking this is a win no matter what. But
exactly.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen today. So
no, I wouldn't either.
But it is at 8.5 total. Like I said, only 2.73 for Kansas City, a monster 5.77 for Toronto. Part of that's because Zach Greinke and his 6.3K salaries on the board. And again, not much bullpen behind him there. And then Chalkity Chalk City here, Alek Manoah, 9K, very fair price. What a gift for him. Let me pitch against this like AA team at home. This it's going to be hard to fade him today in anything.
Yeah. The only thing about him with that matchup is the Royals don't really strike out a lot. So that's the one concern. Now, maybe some of these guys that they've brought in from minor leagues and stuff will strike out more, I guess. So that'll probably help. But they've been like the 4th lowest, I think, strikeout rate this year. So
they've done well with that. But it's Witt and Pasquantino are really the only 2 guys that are their normal guys that are good.
Yeah.
I mean, literally everybody else is left behind. I mean, it's probably going to be a group like Olivares and Rivera and O'Hearn, Prado, Lopez, Rivero, Eaton. I mean, are you kidding me?
I don't know who half the guys on this roster even are.
Oh, my goodness.
Prado and Eaton and Rivero. Yeah, I don't know who those
guys are. I guarantee you, if you take this exact squad that they're putting out there now, they'd be and put it over a period of time, they'd lead the league in strikeouts. I'm just surmising that, but they're that inexperienced. So
that's definitely something to consider. That's a good point.
Let me say it. Go ahead.
My wife is a Royals fan, so I've watched several of their games, and I just don't recognize, like I said, like 3 or 4 of these guys' names. So
that's because they didn't get vaccinated, so they couldn't go to Toronto. So these guys are plugged in there from minors. But I'll say right now, I think Alek Manoah is the most no-brainer, guaranteed 100% lock play. If you don't have him in every cash game, you have to be out of your mind. I mean, I just don't see how you could. I mean, everything is perfect for him here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know.
There goes my buy-up pitch or whatever. It's over.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep rolling. I just couldn't get over that though. That lineup, my goodness. And they did win last night, which makes it even funnier. But all right, Detroit and Cleveland at 7:10. It's 8.5 total, 3.61 implied for Detroit. A nice 4.89 for Cleveland. Drew Hutcherson, only 5K for Detroit. And Zach Plesac, 7.2K in that game. 78 degrees in Cleveland. Slight breeze blowing in from right. 7:10 Baltimore Orioles, Tampa Bay Rays. 8 is the total, 3.89 implied for Baltimore. The 4.11 on Tampa is that they have a 4.11 implied total. Tyler Wells, 7.4K for Baltimore. Luis Patino, 7.8K for Tampa Bay. And that is in the Dome in Tampa. Another dome game, Seattle at Texas, because it's like 210 degrees in Dallas. It is 8 total, a 4.56 implied for Seattle, 3.44 for the Rangers. Robbie Ray, the lefty, and his 9.8K price. And Matt Bush is the, I believe, starter with just an inning or so. And then Taylor Hearn, the lefty, that's 6.1K, should get more of the bulk work in that game, from what I understand.
Yeah, so, it looks like Matt Bush is going to be the opener. Yeah.
Yep. So, they'll probably have more right-handed bats, expecting more time against the lefty, but certainly a recipe for lots of pinch hitting and, a game in some areas to steer from, I think. But just a lot of unknowing, and nothing worse than having your guy pinch hit for after 2 at bats. That's so frustrating. Yeah. All right, 8-10, Oakland and Houston, another dome game. Total of 8, 3.26 implied for Oakland, which isn't bad for them. 4.74 for Houston. Cole Irvin, the lefty, 6.8K. Jose Urquidy, 8K flat. So another game that we'll see. Is it going to be Houston chalk again?
So
we'll find out.
This is going to change some things for me, Coach, because when I was doing my lineups last night, Jake Odorizzi was the starter, and they announced late, I guess last night, early this morning, that it was going to be Jose Urquidy. So I'm gonna have to make some changes here on my plays.
You're gonna have to shuffle on the fly.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a little time here. I have half the games to go through, so you can do some crash juggling here. All right, 8-10 also. Chicago White Sox, Minnesota Twins in Minnesota. Nice warm 80 degrees in Minnesota. 6-mile-an-hour breeze blowing in from left. 9 is the total. 4.17 implied for the White Sox. Pretty big 4.83 for the Twins. Michael Kopech, 7.8K, promising youngster, against another promising youngster, Devin Smelter, at 6.5K. These are 2 guys that are expected down the road to be really good starters in this league, but we haven't quite seen it to this point. So we'll see how that one rolls. 8:15 games, Cincinnati Reds at the St. Louis Cardinals. 8.5 is the total here. Nice warm day in St. Louis as well, 90 degrees. 8-mile-an-hour breeze blowing out to left. 3.75 implied for the Reds. 4.75 for the St. Louis Cardinals. Hunter Green, the flame-throwing youngster, 7.5K for the Reds. And Andre Palante, 5.7K for the Cardinals. So a couple more youngsters on the mound in that matchup. Then we have the game in Colorado. So we do have a Coors game here. What's that?
A Coors slate tonight, yeah.
Yeah, with a big number too. This is the game that has some chance of rain. So it's the one game we're going to keep an eye on. If it bothers the starters, I don't think anybody is going to play either starter here, but we'll see. We'll make sure that it's not going to be a cancel type situation. And that'll be a key to this slate without question, because it's an 8:40 game. As of right now, at first pitch, there's a 50% chance of showers. It does lessen a 36 and 23% later in that game. So maybe a delay. I'm expecting it to play without any issue as of now, but we'll be following this very closely in Discord throughout the entire day. It is a big fat 11, with both teams having an implied total over 5, which you very rarely see other than Coors game or Wrigley Win game. On top of being 79 degrees in Colorado, the wind is blowing out to right field at 11 miles an hour, so that helps. 5.02 implied for the Pirates. When's the last time you've seen the Pirates with a 5 implied total? I don't know if it's happened this year.
It's been a while, yeah.
And a 5.98, so almost 6 implied for the Rocks. Jose Quintana, the lefty, 7K, and Herman Marquez, 6.9K for the Rockies. So again, a key pivotal game on the slate. How much do you stack it or fade it, or how chalky is it going to be? That'll be a bunch of questions as the day goes on.
Mm-hmm.
3 more games. We got the later games now. The 9:38 game, LA versus LA, Dodgers at Angels, total of 8. 4.67 implied for the Dodgers, 3.33 for the Angels. The big lefty last season, Clayton Kershaw, 9.4K, can still bring it. And Patrick Sandoval at 8.1K, another lefty that has had a really good year under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
His numbers are pretty darn good. So nice little pitching matchup there in LA. Then we go on to San Diego at 9:40. Arizona at San Diego. 7.5 total here, 3.17 implied for Arizona, 4.33 for San Diego. Madison Bumgarner, 6.7K versus Yu Darvish, 8.9K. So interesting matchup of veterans there. And then the night ends with your late game, so you have to stay up till 2 in the morning again. Doesn't start till 10:15 Eastern. It's the Brewers Giants, and it's only a total of 7, the lowest on the slate. 3.64 implied for the Brewers, 3.36 for the San Francisco Giants. Brandon Woodruff, 10.2K versus Alex Wood at 8.6. So that's the word, man. That's what it's looking like as of right now.
Yeah, it'll be another late night, early morning for me.
That's right. All right, sir. Let's start this off with a bang and start off with, I'm just going to tell you, I'm not going to waste anybody's time. I already talked about it for 5 minutes on that piece of it, is Alek Manoah. I mean, he's 9,000 on DraftKings, 9,600 on Fanduel. The only one that got it right is Yahoo. They priced them up to 54, which is the most expensive, but the other 2 sites did not. And I just, against that really double-A Royals lineup, I just think Manoah's a cinch. I don't care I didn't care if he was 12K. He was going to be my play. What do you have?
12K for a pitcher.
Yeah, why not?
Well, like I said, there were some changes to the Houston game, which have affected me because I had Jake Odorizzi as my value play. And I had Clayton Kershaw as my top pay up option going up against the strikeout heavy Angels without Mike Trout. So I'm probably stick with that as my top pay up option. And then I'll just go ahead and say it for my value. I mean, 9,000 on DraftKings, that is a value for Alek Manoah in that matchup. So I'm going to go with Manoah as my value pitcher. He is about 1,000 more, I think, than Odorizzi was, but I still think that's a solid price for a guy like that in that matchup.
Yeah, I think he's you can consider him just a complete value on DraftKings. Pretty fair on FanDuel, maybe a little underpriced, but you do have to pay the piper on Yahoo for him. But I agree. And I think Kershaw's a good play as well. He had a bunch of strikeouts the last game. He's going deeper. He stretched back out, and the Angels do strike out an absolute boatload. So I think he's a really good play. Yeah. I wanted to go super cheap on my second pitcher just in order to try to stack some bats later on. So I'm going to take a big risk here, and I'm going to recommend Hunter Green. I know it's a risk, and, there's been some real stumbles, and it's at St. Louis. So St. Louis is crafty, but the bottom line is, St. Louis is still a pitcher's park, in my opinion. And Green just looked so confident in that last game, and it was just a matter of time before everything clicks with him. Now he's given up a boatload of runs here, but that's not, uncommon for young pitchers just trying to find their way. I think that the switch is flipped here. So I'm not going to try to oversell him. But he did have 25.3 fantasy points on DraftKings last time. Pitched 6 innings, 3 hits, only gave up 1 earned run and struck out 9 against Tampa. And again, watching him, you knew that at some point it's going to all come together.
Yeah.
And he probably should have spent the first part of this season in the minors, but Cincinnati's so hopeless, I think they're just letting him learn on the job. Now, the Mets smacked him, the Dodgers smacked him, and Milwaukee smacked him. But you know what? Those three teams are good.
Mm-hmm.
And I know St. Louis is good, but they're not the power bats of like the Dodgers and some of these teams. So I just feel because it's so weighted to strikeouts, as I've always said, I do think he gets plenty of strikeouts here to pay off that price, and it would allow me to get some of the stacks. And Green's only 7,500 on DraftKings, 7,900 on FanDuel, and 32 on Yahoo. So it opens the doors. There's risk, but it does open the doors.
Yeah, so I'm looking at some numbers here. He faced them on June 11th, so a little over a month ago. He had 7 strikeouts. He pitched 5 innings and only allowed 1 run. So
exactly.
He's faced them in St. Louis before, so he'll be familiar with the park and everything. I think it's a good play. St. Louis did just get Tyler O'Neill back in their lineup, which is a pretty big deal for them.
Yeah.
But they definitely have shown a propensity to struggle at times scoring runs. So I think that's a solid play. He's given up the most home runs of any starting pitcher, but he also plays in the hardest part to pitch in my opinion, as far as giving up home runs.
He does, and he's had some tough matchups, and there's a lot of when you let a guy learn on the job like that. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. So I don't think he's a smash at play by any stretch, but from here on, I think you can sort of expect some real steady improvement for him as he finishes out his rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about we go to our fade pitcher? What are you looking at there?
It's Robbie Ray for me. He's 10-7 on FanDuel, so he's the most expensive pitcher over there. He's 9,800 on DraftKings, the second most expensive over there. On the road against Texas, they've scored the 9th most runs per game this year, and they've scored 5 runs or more in their last 6 games. So
yeah, they're starting to hit.
They're really starting to hit. The weather's warm. They may. I don't know how. Do you know how hot it's going to be there today? Are they going to have the dome closed?
Oh, it'll definitely be dome because it's going to be 106.
Okay,
so it'll be nice, cool 72, 73 degrees in there.
Yeah, but anyway, they've been playing really well, been scoring runs. So I just think that's way too much for him. You've got tons of options on this slate for pay-up pitchers. So I'm going to fade him.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I just think he is a little pricey. I agree with you there. A guy that people might think they're getting sneaky with to get in there under the radar. I mentioned him earlier, and that's Patrick Sandoval is going to be my fade pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect the guy. I mean, he's had multiple games now where he's pitched really well.
Right.
And, one was against Houston, one was against the Mets. He had a couple against Seattle that can hit. So I respect that the lefty's pitching well, but man, against the Dodgers, with that right-handed power that they have, I just think Sandoval, if somebody tries to get sneaky with him as their value guy or second pit SP2, again, it's risk reward, similar to kind of a Green guy, but
sure.
I don't know about going against the Dodgers righties at this moment.
No, I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Before we hit BVP, I do want to say this. We have our best deal of the year going. If you want to jump on our second half MLB package, it starts today. You can sign up today all the way through September 2nd or 1st, whatever it is. It's into September, and it's only $110. And for that, you get everything we have. Like this weekend, we've got the Open is going on, so we have all our golf every week, both PGA and Live Tour. But this week, of course, is the Open. We have MMA, NASCAR, all of our MLB action, which is podcasts and lineups for every slate every day. Then we're finishing up NBA Summer League right now. We have all kinds of stuff going on here. And again, this would get you all the way into you have a little football under your belt and everything as we get things going. So from now to October, second half MLB gets you everything here at Coach Talk for 110. Come and join us if you just want to dip your toes in the water first. 3-day pass, only $10. Just go to dfscoachtalk.com, click on there, hit 3-day pass, and it'll throw you right directly into our Discord. And we're in Discord all day. We're putting up our information, any weather changes, lineup changes, and beating our heads against the wall trying to figure out this NBA Summer League rotation. Good God.
Oh my gosh, it's impossible.
It's taken years off my life, this NBA Summer League this year.
It's been brutal.
Before COVID, there was a good stream of beat writers and everybody, really giving information. But when the NBA changed the rules a little bit after COVID, and it's like they don't have to give lineups. They don't, their beat writers don't know what's going on either till after the games start. So, it's not for the faint of heart in this NBA Summer League. So, but anyway, I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but it's been crazy. Been wild.
Yeah, it's been really difficult trying to figure all this stuff out. That's for sure.
Well, I'm ticked off. So we have today, tomorrow, and Sunday. 3 days left of Summer League, and I'm planning on kicking its butt. I'm not going to give up. So we're
we've. I mean, at some point they're going to have to solidify these rotations and stuff, and we should have an edge there. So
it's funny because you would think, teams, they need one win to, get into the championship or do whatever. They don't care. They still sit guys or play guys. I mean, it's really funny. But anyway, we'd love to have you join us at Coach Talk. That's for darn sure. And so come on, jump aboard. And I promise Dirk will be back in the cool looking blue curtains back there. Will not make the secondary show. But anyway, we're here. That's all that matters. All right, BVP.
I am going with Anthony Rizzo. He's 3,700 on Fanduel, 5,500 on Draftkings. He's 500 with 7 hits and 14 at bats against Nathan Eovaldi. Has 2 singles, 3 doubles, and 2 home runs. So
that was my pick as well. You dirty snake, you.
Is it really?
Honest to God, out of all these million players, Anthony Rizzo was my play.
So, and the other day, which she wasn't able to be on the podcast, but she sent me her plays and I gave them out. We both had Jared Walsh. So that's 2 times in a row now where I've had the same play as the person doing the show with me. So
that just doesn't seem possible, but it happens. So there we go. We both have the same BVP. I'm going to give you my HR pick then. I don't think you'll have this guy. I went with David Peralta.
Nope, I don't have him.
All right. He's 9 for 21 against Yu Darvish with 3 bombs, 1377 OPS, 857 slugging, 520 OBP, and that cool 429 average. Batting right in the middle of the lineup. I'm not a big Yu Darvish guy, although he's pitched decently. So hopefully Peralta takes advantage and pops one out for him.
Like it.
How about you?
My home run call is going to be Jose Ramirez. He's got 4 hits and 8 at bats, so it's a small sample size against Drew Hutchinson. But he has hit 14 of his 17 home runs against right-handed pitchers this year. So I'm going to go with Jose Ramirez tonight for my home run call.
Yeah, he's got tons more power from the left side, no doubt about it. And I've been on the Ramirez bandwagon. I believe I've rostered him more than anybody else in the league this year, but I love him. He's phenomenal.
He's a good player. Yeah.
He can do it all. All right, stacks.
Of course, the Rockies, I think there'll probably be some, chalky against Jose Quintana. The Yankees against Nathan Eovaldi. I know they're going to be upset after losing that series to the Reds. And then
that was a shocker, wasn't it?
That was a real shocker.
Nobody saw that coming.
Took 2 out of 3 against the Yankees in New York. So, and then Minnesota is going to be my GPP stack against Michael Kopech. He faced them last week on Tuesday on July 5th, and he allowed 6 runs on 8 hits in 4 2/3 innings. So I like the Twins against Michael Kopech.
Very nice. Again, the reason I searched and dug in to find a cheaper SP2 is I got to have some of these Rockies today. Quintana's had an okay year, but he's a lefty, and Colorado smashes lefties.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
second in the league. As crappy of a team as they are, they're batting 287 against lefties. That's a big number.
Yeah, that's
so I just think not having like at least 3 of them could be a mistake. I'll probably have 3, maybe even 4 Rockies in my lineup. And again, the Rockies aren't overpriced like other teams, even though they're in Colorado. So you can still have a Manoah and 4 Rockies and not have to fill in with garbage,
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm hoping that's the case. I have one other one that I really like, and that's the Blue Jays. Again, Kansas City, no bullpen. The poor guy, Greinke, that should have retired 2 years ago. I think Toronto just tees off on them today. So I see multiple homers from Toronto. They're my other top stack. I'd love to go 4-3 or 3-3 with Colorado, Toronto. My sneaky GPP stack is Baltimore, though. So I like them. Yeah, I know. Just an odd play, but I just like the situation where they're going against Tampa here, and I just think that when Tampa's they do run well with their bullpen and everything else, but they're starting out with is it Wells that's starting for them?
Yeah, Wells.
Yeah, and he doesn't impress me at all. And Baltimore's got some powerful bats there, and it seems like now that they moved the fences back in Baltimore that they actually hit more home runs on the road.
Yeah,
which was the opposite of what it always was at Camden Yards. So I'll pull that stat up. I could be wrong. I'm just throwing that off the top of my head, but I feel more comfortable that they could pop some out on the road anymore. But so just as a sneaky little mini two player, or if you want to get gutsy with it, even 3 O's will make one of my lineups. All right, sir, Prize Picks. Let's give out our top 2 plays. If you want to give a pitcher and a hitter, and then we'll supply at least 2, maybe 3 more for our members in Discord. And you can become a member, dfscoachtalk.com. Jump aboard. We would love to have you. If you're watching right now, as we're about to give out our Prize Picks plays, you're going to win on these Prize Picks plays today if you hit the thumbs up on YouTube. But if you don't, I don't know if you're going to win. So it's that important. Also hit the subscribe button, click the little alert in the upper corner. This way, any of our podcast posts, at least they're premiering, they're going to be on there. We're generally going to be in there a lot with comments and when it's premiering. So you don't want to miss those each day. All right, who is your pitching play on Prize Picks? Say that fast.
My pitching play is going to be Brandon Woodruff over 36.5 fantasy score. He's looked really good in his last 3 starts since coming back from his injury. And the Giants are actually the 7th lowest batting average against right-handed pitchers. So they're 233 is all they're batting against right-handed pitchers. So I like Woodruff to go over 36.5.
It's a great ballpark to pitch in. And I would assume he and Manoah are going to be 1-2 as far as the favorite pitchers. I think.
Maybe.
It's possible.
A lot of people respect San Francisco. So
they do, but everybody knows. I mean, how many times do you watch a San Fran game late at night? It's 2-1, 1-0.
True.
I mean, it's just that cold marine layer there, whatever it is, it just never seems to – teams just can't – the ball doesn't carry that swirling wind, whatever.
Oh, man, yeah. There's one play where Colton Wong hit – I think it was Colton Wong.
Yes, I remember that.
And it looked like it was definitely gone, and it didn't even – I mean, he was probably 10 feet short of the wall. So
yeah. It's a nice place to pitch, that's for sure. So I respect that play. I'm going with my man, even if he gets touched up for some runs, Hunter Green, 5.5 over strikeouts.
Yeah.
I think he can get that, easy. Whether he has a great pitching performance or not, we'll see. but I've got him at 7Ks, so I feel pretty comfortable.
What he had last time he faced them.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I to not expect that, especially since he's going a little bit better and it's in that ballpark again, I expect 7 again. No reason not to. How about your hitter?
My hitter is going to be Anthony Rizzo. They've got him at 6.5. So to me, that's way too low. Looking at his numbers against Eovaldi. So I like the over at 6.5 for Anthony Rizzo.
My hitter's Anthony Rizzo over 6.5. We only had 80,000 to choose from.
Yeah.
And so I guess Anthony Rizzo is our thumbnail today. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was already planning on that. So
yeah, I don't understand the 6.5. You know, some of these hitting totals just baffle me. You get 5.5s and 6.5s when you're expecting 8.5. It's just weird. But
yeah, and they seem to luck out sometimes. Like I had one last night with Altuve, and then he left, early in the game. I think I had it at like 7. So I thought that was pretty low. So
you never know. But I feel awfully comfortable at 6.5 over Rizzo there for sure. I'm with you.
Definitely.
All right, man, let's jump on, and we're going to build a 2 brains are better than 1 GPP build. And since you've been the fill-in master here and you are the king of baseball here at Coach Talk, I'm going to let you have the first pick.
Okay. I'm going to take there's quite a few value bats that I like, so I'll take Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw? That's a curveball that I did not see coming from 12 to 6, as they say.
I don't think he's going to be as high owned.
I never would have. I can't believe you're taking Kershaw at 10-1 when Woodruff's only 10. I would have bet the house on that one, man. And you totally stumped me there. I'm not saying it's a bad pick. I just
was shocked. Yeah. A lot of it has to do with the Angels strikeout rate and then not having Mike Trout on top of it, because he's had, I think of the bats, he's had some of the most success against Kershaw. So I think it's a solid matchup for Kershaw.
All right, man, I'm with you. And of course I have to take Rizzo, for God's sakes. We have him picked in everything. He's 3,700, but maybe he double dongs for us.
Yeah.
Since we both picked him.
Right. I will go, because we're definitely going to need some value now.
There's lots of value on the slate.
Impressed me and broke our hearts as Brewer fans the other day with a walk-off 3-run home run. Jose Miranda.
You're going to read him as Miranda rights here because he beat the team?
He's only 2,200.
Wow, third baseman, 2,200. Oh, why did they throw him into utility? I hate when that happens. He's going to third base. All right, I'm going to go with outfielder, $2,700. My home run called David Peralta against you.
I like that play. Give us some more value. Second base. Jose Iglesias.
You taking everybody named Jose today? Is that the idea?
Yeah, Ramirez is next. No.
Yeah, there you go. That could be a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not a bad play at all. Iglesias at second. Okay. Does it ever happen to you where you try to get a FanDuel guy in a position and it keeps putting him in the damn utility spot?
Yeah.
That drives me nuts. I'm clicked on third, so it's third base, and you would think, okay, so it has to go to third base. I click Miranda, and it puts him in stinking ass utility. Explain that to me. All right,
I guess because he's first base and third base eligible. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, but I went on third specifically to place him there. So I'm going to have to just remember to put him there. and that just ticks me off. So I am going to, let's see, how much do we have? 3,100 is a lot. So I can take Jose Ramirez, right?
Yeah, you can take Ramirez. Yeah. Another
Okay.
Jose, huh?
So we have 3 Jose. So we have,
right.
Is there another Jose we can take just to make it a 4-man Jose squad?
If we got rid of Rizzo, we could put Abreu in there. Let's see. I'm just curious now.
Now I think it'll let me put Miranda. Oh, I do have to put Miranda at utility now. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. You got Jose Siri and you got Jose Azokar are the other ones that you can put in.
I think we'll stick with our 3.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
So we have 3,100 a spot. Plenty of money.
I don't know if he's going to be back in the lineup or not, but let me see something.
Don't stress me out on a guy that's 50-50. Then poor Colin has to keep posting all these 2 brains lineups. People get confused.
Yeah, I'll go to a different play. Hang on.
Well, the guy he just passed on will homer. That's a given.
Well, I don't know if he's going to be in the lineup because he hasn't been the last couple of days, and that was Christian Yelich because he's 14 for 33 against Alex Wood. So
yeah, what's wrong with him?
He's been dealing with a back injury. Now it's a different back injury than he had before.
That's the worst for when you have a bad back and swing a bat. Forget it.
We got some money here.
I have an expensive shortstop I'd like.
Okay, go ahead.
Tim Anderson.
Okay.
I feel one of those 4-hit games coming. So that
you with the last pick. So
you get both picks here because I went 2
do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get 2 outfielders of your choice, sir. $5,700 total to fill out this squad.
So that was in 32. Okay. So one of them is going to be Alex Kirilloff.
Okay.
And then 3,200. Let's see what we can do with that.
That's you'll get a good player for that money.
Mm-hmm.
You got Fran Mill, you got Ozuna, Vaughn, Harold Ramirez, Renfroe, Laureano, Naylor. Stinking Naylor homered yesterday. That son of a gun.
I know. What's his numbers against? Oh, he hasn't faced Hutchinson.
Santander. You got a lot of great guys in this group.
Yeah. Let's see.
Your buddy Kutch is in there.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get it done for me last night, though. It's a hard place to hit.
Who's pitching for the Rockies?
The Rockies.
Is it Marquez?
It's Marquez, yeah.
Okay.
This will determine whether we win all the money or just some of the money. This one pick.
No pressure.
Nope.
No pressure.
I hear clicking and smell wood burning.
Man, why can I not make a decision here?
There's a lot of good guys there.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get it right too. I'm gonna go with Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn, that's one of Deb likes Andrew Vaughn as a player. So there you go. You have Deb's support, I think.
Against Smeltzer, and we got Anderson, so they should be 1-2 in the lineup.
They should be. That's a nice little 2-man mini. All right, folks. Clayton Kershaw, Anthony Rizzo, Jose Iglesias, Jose Ramirez, Tim Anderson, David Peralta, Alex Kirilloff, Andrew Vaughn, and Jose Miranda. That is the 2 brains are better than 1 GPP build here from Coach Talk today. So hopefully that brings you some winners.
Mm-hmm.
Great to be back on. I've missed this.
Yeah, it is.
Good Lord, it's
Good to have
been
you
a
back
while.
on. Yep.
Yeah. So great stuff. Appreciated, Crash. Saturday tomorrow, we're on again, I would assume. Or do you
Yep.
have
We'll be back at it tomorrow with another Two Brains lineup. So
VBS isn't going to get in the way there? You're okay?
no, tonight's the end of it. It's just a short little 3-day abbreviated version this year. So
outstanding. All right. Well, then I guess we'll both be back again tomorrow, and we'll have another big slate, probably a split slate like they do to us on Saturdays.
there it is, yeah.
But we also have MMA tomorrow that starts at 11 a.m. So early work for Mike and Colin, who will be posting stuff. So for members that are listening in, make sure to check that in the morning. You can check out our MLB podcast, and we'll probably have an afternoon and evening slate for MLB as well. And then, of course, we'll have a weekend PGA. Well, I don't know if it's PGA, but it's the Open. You never know what to call golf anymore with all the craziness.
Right.
But that's going on. And then NASCAR and final round Sunday. Just a great, great weekend for DFS. So great to be back. Chance never made a sound. So
no, he was good. He was good and quiet.
Chance, what do you think about the lineup? No howling, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Appreciate it. Everybody out there, thank you so much for listening in. I've missed you this past 5-6 days, and unfortunately, you'll be seeing my ugly mug here every day again as usual. So appreciate it. Thanks, Crash. Let's make some money tonight, have some fun, enjoy it, and we'll be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB DFS and PrizePicks.